And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. If you guys are new to us here on Amazon, welcome. Make sure you guys hit that follow button to stay connected with all of our programming here 6 days a week. You'll see it either here in this corner or down below. You will also see 3 books by our next guest. We're excited to welcome, for the very first time here to Amazon Live, Celebrity Publicist and best-selling author Mr. Angelo Ellerbee to our broadcast. He's the author of the book you guys see next to me here. I'm going to highlight for you guys in the carousel, The Sense of Success. He also is the author of the book Ask Ellerbee. You guys, Ask Angelo, I'm sorry. You can see it there in the carousel. But his newest book is getting ready to release, and that is Before I Let You Go. We're going to talk to Mr. Ellerbee about the anticipation about the new book. He's already been having events, already being able to go out there and to meet his readers. We're going to talk to you guys about what makes this book so special and why he chose the title for it as well. You guys can go ahead and click on it there on the Amazon side. The hardcover there is $28.99. You'll be put on the wait list for that. Mr. Ellerbee, so glad to have you back on with us. Thanks for the time.
It's always my pleasure, Cyrus. Always my pleasure. Thank you.
Look, it is our pleasure. And we want to also say that we're simulcasting our broadcast. We're on Amazon, but we also are on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. So glad you all could be with us. Renee, hello to you. Good to be able to see you over there on the Facebook side. So, Mr. Ellerbee, you are on countdown mode right now. How does it feel to be on the eve of the release of the new book, Before I Let You Go?
I must tell you that this has been the most exciting week of my 67 years of living. I am so excited. That outreach about this book has been phenomenal. Over the weekend, we did a meet and greet in New Jersey, in Montclair, New Jersey, that was hosted by former Councilwoman Gail Chaneyfield Jenkins. We did it at the Claremont Theater. There was an overwhelming audience of 250 people that came to attend it. The book sold out that day. And it was just an incredible day. People that I have not seen in many years, people that I grew up with was there. I was so impressed and so full of joy to get an understanding that people had not forgotten about Angelo Ellerbee. It was so many people there. And the wonderful thing was they did an after party for me, and it was hosted by this incredible painter and artist, Bernard Jackson, who did this mural of me. And it really touched me a great deal that people thought enough of me. And this after party was phenomenal as well, because the same amount of people came out for that. And it was amazing. Totally amazing. I am a nervous wreck because now we are planning for my private release party that is being hosted by Dionne Warwick and actor Antonio Fargas on Saturday, which is the 24th of August at the Mr. Chow's restaurant. And that's exciting for me as well. What is taking place now, I feel that when I was 20 years old, which was my heyday, I believe, 20 to 30 to 40 years old was my heyday. And I'm feeling that this time around, it's my heyday all over again. I am very appreciative to the consumers, the purchasers of the book. It is being received so well. I just want to thank everybody for the love and the support that they're giving to me. So, yes, to answer your question, nervous wreck.
Well, look, I should say for our audience here on Amazon, as I mentioned, you guys can go with the reason why you guys have to get on the list for Mr. Ellerbee's book Before I Let You Go is because less than 24 hours after it was available on Amazon, it was one, instantly an Amazon bestseller, but also two, was selling out even here on Amazon. So definitely make sure you guys do go ahead and click, as I mentioned, the hardcover there. I've already pre-ordered mine. You can pre-order it there for $28.99. That's the hardcover edition. That way you can be put on the wait list for when you're able to actually get the book. So, Mr. Ellerbee, let's talk about the differences. Here on Amazon, as I mentioned, they can see your book, Ask Angelo. They can see your book, The Sense of Success, that I have here in paperback as well. What sets Before I Let You Go apart from those other two books?
This book Before I Let You Go is very personal.
Mm-hmm.
I use my life as the template of the book. But again, the book is really not about, the Mary J. Blige's, the Dionne Warwick, the Whitney Houston's, and the Michael Jackson. This particular book is um, a motivational book.
Okay.
I'm really trying to speak to that layperson. I'm speaking to the incarcerated. I'm speaking to the domestic violence. I'm speaking to the HIV victims, to the LGBTQ plus I community, because I think that a lot of times they are remiss in inclusion of society. And I want them to be included in society. I want them to be counted for. I want people to understand that we all have errors and mistakes in our lives. And the God that I serve is a forgiving God. And I want to tunnel good energies and good vibes to these people to simply say, it's not about winning every race, it's about staying in the race. And if these people can stay in the race and they can conquer and oversee all the things that they have gone through, God has a special gift for you at the conclusion of you feeling sorry for yourself, feeling at a disadvantage. That's what this book is about, is to tell them you can do it. You can do it. You can take those steps to make a difference in your life. And don't worry about who's judging you, because there's no judge, there's no jury for your overcome of this, of what you have gone through. There's only God and his insights to take you to the next level of your accomplishments. So it's a big difference from Ask Angelo with a sense of success, or what's your excuse. My first book, which was done by Judith Reagan, was a book about, I entitled the book, What's Your Excuse? And I was just screaming and yelling at people because I wanted people to understand that you can keep making excuses in your life of why you're not doing what you choose to do and what you wanted to do. Stop. Stop becoming accusatory, blaming mom and father, mom and dad, blaming white folks, blaming all these other people. I want you to become understanding of the mistakes that you've made in life and how you can overcome in it. The sense of success is no more than a trail of telling people the importance of just loving yourself. I use example for all the clients in my 55 years, all the clients that I've dealt with. But now this book right here, before I let you go, I'm saying to you, love yourself. Fall in love with yourself. I tell myself every day, as I pray for 45 minutes every day of my life, thank you, God. And here's what I got to do in order to show you my thanks and my appreciation. I want people to understand that life is not a given, but it's a gift. It's a gift. How you choose to unwrap it, you can pull the paper off, but that tells you that you're confused. Or you can take this gift wrapped gift of life and fold it over and release it slowly but surely. It's like that's what I say in this book. I never ever took the elevator. I never took the escalator. I always took the steps to find where my goal and my fortunes would always be. That step by step, as opposed to wanting something instant. I don't drink instant coffee. I drink brewed coffee. I understand the importance of longevity. And I want young people today to understand. And I have an appreciation for Instagram and Facebook and X and all of that. But that don't make you the star that you want to be.
Yeah.
It's what you put in is what you get out. You can't go to the bank and draw something if you know it ain't in there, right? So
Right.
you have to invest and pour into yourself.
Mr. Ellerbee, you said a couple of things there I want to go back to because I think it's a great reminder to what you've done in your career as a celebrity publicist. Because as you were talking just now, you were talking about how personal the new book is before I let you go and some of your lessons. I thought about what you tried to give to those you've worked with. One of the big things that has always stood out to me, and I don't know why this is, but one of the big things that you talked about that really has stuck with me is that as a celebrity publicist and working with these individuals, it has really been about you, about artist development. I want to talk about the development part because you mentioned looking back at your 20s, right? What has that been like for you to see and reflect on your own development as you've gone throughout the years?
As I mentioned you in our opening of this interview on Saturday, We had, those 200 something odd people to come out and to be supportive of me.
Hmm.
But I had a chance to sit in that chair as they filmed and they taped and they asked questions, the blessings of life. It was very difficult for me as I grew up in what I call the greatest city in the world, Newark, New Jersey. They didn't understand where I was coming from. They didn't understand me as a person. They didn't understand my sexuality. They didn't understand anything.
Hmm.
And I was into teaching people the importance of loving themselves and getting people to understand because we come from the brick city. We're not brick. We're not brick. It's bricks as people. We are strong minded individuals that have to have an opening and understanding to, yes, where we come from, but the key thing is where we're going to go to. My thing has always been, man, we want to sit back and just become accusatory. We want to blame. No, I want people to understand that they can be great, greater, and the greatest at what they choose to do in their life. It has nothing to do with where we come from. It has everything to do with where we want our souls to take us to. It's really important. Did I answer your question, Cyrus?
Yeah, you did. You did. And I think that's why I think those almost 300 people showed up for you, Mr. Ellerbee, is because you've always made this bigger than just about the work. It really has been about the person and to be able to show you. It reminds me of that one of my favorite movies, Mr. Ellerbee, Mr. Holland's Opus, about the man who wanted to conduct the orchestra, but he ended up being a teacher, and he had all these students throughout the years of his career who went on to do great things, and at the end of his retirement, they all came back. And they
Wow.
were, the public figures and everyone. They said that we are your opus. Do you kind of feel like that now, that those that you've worked with, that they're kind of the opus? They're the basically exemplifying exactly what you've done in your life.
Well, when I get a chance to view interviews with Mary J. Blige, I just remember when she came into my office at the peak of her success, and to see her now, to see that she is a Oscar nominated actress,
Hmm.
that blows me away.
Yeah.
That totally, totally blows me away. And I think even before that, it was Whitney Houston. It blew me away. It's what you put in is what you get out.
Yeah.
And that's what I think this book, Before I Let You Go, is so important and so personal to me because I want people to have the chance to win. I
Yeah.
don't want you to sit up and feel sorry for yourself. And this is my book ain't just about these young people. I pray for the older people. I pray for senior citizens because they get conditioned to think that because they're older, they are no longer no useful. They are useful to society. I don't want them sitting back in their rocking chairs looking out of the window. I don't want them to feel that their life is over. God has given them 65 years, 75 years, 85 years, 95 years. Do something with your life. Don't sit up there and just believe, oh, because I'm old and oh, because I feel sick. No, you got to pray, you got to give it to God, and you got to get out and be mobile. You got to be youthful, and you got to take yourself and just say, whatever I aspire to do in my life, let me do it. Let me conquer it at 65, at 75. My book is not speaking just to one particular community of people. I'm talking about all of God's children. We all deserve to have a chance at living life the way that we see life for ourselves. And it's just so very, very, very important to me that people start to fall in love with themselves and whatever that wish list is they want to conquer, conquer it. Conquer it. Don't talk about how old you are, what you've been through, oh, the hard times I was in jail, oh, my husband beat me up. No, it is about taking all of that, using it as the experience of your life, and moving progressively forward to make it better for you, for your loved ones, but really for yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this, man, from my heart, it is just so important that people don't sit back and feel sorry for themselves. You have to inspire yourself. You have to lift yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to take you in your arms and do this and simply say, I'm one of God's children. Yes, I'm one of God's children, and I can do whatever I want to do. I could be great. I could be greater, and then I could just be the greatest because of the leadership in which is provided and given to me.
It's a great reminder for us. Suzanne on Facebook says, preach. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, welcome. You're watching Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live. It's our guest first time on Amazon. We've had other conversations before, but it's his first time here with us on Amazon Live. You know him as a celebrity publicist to some of the biggest names in the entertainment industry. He's also the best-selling author of this book, The Sense of Success, but he's gearing up for the release of his brand new book. And for those joining us on Amazon, either in the carousel on the side here or down below, you'll see his new book there, Before I Let You Go. We have it highlighted for you guys on the carousel. You can go ahead and pre-order right now for $28.99. That's a hardcover of the book. We're talking to Mr. Ellerbee not only about the book, but also this experience of being able to see the early response to it. Mr. Ellerbee, I want to talk about something really briefly here that you mentioned to me before we went live. And I've had some of your clients on the program before, notably the son of James Mtume was on the program earlier this year. He talked about the street naming ceremony for his father, and now you're gearing up for your own street naming ceremony. How does that feel?
And I'm trying to, Cyrus, I must just tell you that I am just overwhelmed at all the things that are happening to me in my life at this time. It feels strange.
Mm.
Because I fight for my clients, I fight for the people that pour into me, and I want them to get their roses. But when people are giving me roses, I don't know how to accept it. When they made the announcement that they were going back to my childhood, the street that I grew up on, my childhood, I was blown away. It's just even when after the after party on Saturday, this guy did this incredible portrait of me, and I'm like, oh my God, this is what happens. This is what happens, and I'm overwhelmed. I just wish so very, very much that my mom, who I love so much, could be here to witness all the great things that are happening at this stage of the game, to have Ebony and to have Vogue and to have Forbes magazine, to look and to see me as this very, very valuable person and for the community and for the world. I'm overwhelmed. I'm very, very overwhelmed.
Yeah. We want to thank you all so much for the support here on Amazon. Currently, as we're having this conversation with Mr. Ellerbee, the numbers are his paperback, which is now sold out, is number 11 on the bestsellers list, as you guys can see there. His hardcover book there, you can see there is number 12. So he's competing against himself currently. So make sure you guys continue to be able to pre-order this new book. As you've heard him say, Mr. Ellerbee has lots of events that are scheduled around this as well. Mr. Ellerbee, last thing I want to talk to you about is your hope. When people pick up Before I Let You Go, and you and I are going to be doing a series on our Breakfast with Books segment here on Amazon Live. I'm excited about that, kind of picking through some of the topics of the book. But when people pick up Before I Let You Go, what do you hope it does for them?
Inspire them, motivate them, stimulate them, advise them, and tell them after you put that book down to say, thank you, God, for allowing me to be charged with the energy and the insightfulness. I now believe in me. I now love me a little bit more. Yeah.
Love that. Love that. It's a great message. Again, everyone, celebrity publicist, best-selling author Angelo Ellerbee has been our guest. Make sure you guys go ahead and pre-order his brand new book, Before I Let You Go, out very soon. So you guys can go ahead and get the hardcover edition pre-ordered there. Again, it's $28.99. It's in the carousel for those joining us on the Amazon side. You'll see it here in this corner or down below. For those joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, we have the link for you guys to bring you over to Amazon. For those joining us on X, we'll put it in the comment section for you. And also for those on Instagram, we'll make sure that we put it in the stories as well. Mr. Ellerbee, thank you so much for the time today. Really appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you very much, Cyrus, for your time today. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take
God
care.
bless. Thank you.